Zebra is committed to helping our customers and our partners lead AI in the front line. We believe that this offers some revolutionary opportunities to digitize environments, operationalize intelligence, and optimize operations. So in order to assist our customers and our partners, we are producing tools and examples to help them more quickly bring AI specifically tailored to frontline operations. Next page, please. We're particularly concentrating in the ability to reduce effort from developers to bring AI to the front line and to make integration easy and standardized and particularly compatible with standard Android ways of doing things. Next page. Already today, we offer several customized models, custom tailored to meet the needs of frontline environments. Barcodes, text reading, product recognition, product identification, and more models to come are currently available in the AI Data Capture SDK. Next page. And this SDK, which is available now and will be discussed more in the rest of this seminar, consists of several pieces. These vision models that are tailored to the use in frontline environments. You can also use open source models on our devices, but these are ones that we particularly feel are useful for our customers. A data capture SDK, which is something that will help you use those models and take advantage of them, as well as sample and demo applications. All this stuff is available now for you to try and use and build applications with. And with that, I will turn it over to to Rajiv to go into much more detail on this SDK.
Thank you, Mark. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of you. It's a pleasure to have you all here today. I'm Rajiv Verma. I lead the data capture team in Zebra Technologies. Mark did mention about what we offer as part of AI Data Capture SDK or the AI suite. I would like to go a little more detail, and my co-presenters Nicole and Kranti later will talk line by line, code by code, on how you could get started. And we have more sessions as a follow-up, in coming months. I'm sure you will enjoy as developers going through these sessions. So, just to elaborate on what Mark explained in the previous slide, what does AI suite contain? So the main thing that we deliver is the models, right? The AI suite models. Nicola, you could play the video. The models, what we have is fine-tuned to run on Zebra devices, optimally performing on Zebra devices. We'll talk about what these models are. And to use these models, we offer what we call the AI Data Capture SDK. Both of them are downloadable from the Artifactory Maven. And we come with a lot of resources, be it sample apps, demo apps, tech docs. All this help you to easily go through building your application. The starting point is the tech docs. In the tech docs, you will find place where you could download the model. First, identify the model. If you want to work on OCR or if you want to work on barcode, look at the model that offers this as a solution. Understand the features that it comes with, and go to the page where you can download it from. You need not necessarily download it directly. You could include it via Gradle as well. We're going to talk about that in later slides. So all these models are available for you to download. Once you have the model, integrate the SDK. Again, in Maven, you're going to find the SDK AAR file for you to download. You will build it in with your application, which offers you interfaces to access the models that we spoke of. So we have the models, we have the SDK. What is next? You can go through the resources that are in abundance for you to start off. You have quick start applications. So go to the GitHub page that we offer, the Zebra Devs GitHub folder. You search for AI Suite demos or AI Suite in general. You will find demos, you'll find quick start, you'll find snippets. Whatever you need to get started, it's all available here. And most of this are readily usable, in the sense you just have to include it or build on top of it. Within a week, I'm sure you can have a basic framework of an app fully running for your business case. Finally, you have your AI application ready, and you can just go around building interesting use cases based on these basic constructs. In the upcoming slides, we'll talk more about what are these constructs that AI Suite offers. Nicola, over to you.
Thank you so much, Rajiv, and good day, everyone. My name is Nicola De Zolta. I'm a software engineer on the Zebra Enterprise Mobile Computing team. And today, I'm going to introduce you a few concepts about AI Data Capture SDK. Concept that we think you should be aware of in order to better understand its design and the implementation. As you can guess from the title, I'm going to start with Camera X. Camera X plays a key role for the AI Data Capture SDK. It's an Android Jetpack library, and it's used to enable camera features with few lines of code. So it's very popular among developers and a kind of industry reference for us. So being compliant with Camera X is extremely relevant and a goal for us. Camera feature behave consistently across devices, and also it's developer friendly. So it manages the life cycle of the object connected to the camera in a way that simplifies the developer life. And also provides off-the-shelf ready-to-use use cases. So if you need to have a preview and at the same time analyzing an image or capturing or saving it, everything is offered from inside the Camera X. And since a lot of settings, photography-related settings, let's say, are needed to run an application based on a camera, Camera X provides also a good set of defaults for these settings, so you can get results faster and be immediately productive. Camera X is suitable for prototyping, but also for production environments. And so that's why it's a good choice for a lot of developers. But the most important thing is that Camera X is easily extendable. And Android itself provides a very good example of how Camera X works in MLKit. MLKit is the on-device SDK for image analysis by Google. It comes with pre-built machine learning models. And so it provides a way for developers to have some models ready and be immediately productive with image analysis. So in order to align to the maximum degree to what Google said, we did something similar. We provided the same integration interface as MLKit with our entity tracker analyzer. In the next slides, some more details about that. Here, I want to compare the entity tracker analysis versus the MLKit analyzer, and I'll start with the Zebra instance of the analyzer. Specifically, you see that it works with 4 parameters. The first is a list of decoders that are run by the analyzer. The analyzer is a kind of engine that picks the images and the frames from the camera and passes them to the decoders and collects the results. The second parameter is about how you prefer to have the coordinate conversion in the results. The third parameter is about the threading modeling of the resulting for the Zebra tracker in an entity tracker analyzer.result structure. Let me compare this to MLKit. As you can see, there's a one-to-one match for each parameter. MLKit analyzer takes the same way a list of decoders, accept the parameters for the coordinate conversion, the threading model, so the executor for the results, and the results themselves are returned in a structure named MLKit analyzer.result. Why did we choose such an implementation? It's easy, because we want to have you to have one app running on any device. While the AI Data Capture SDK runs only on Zebra devices, you might want your application to run on Zebra and non-Zebra devices. With this choice, you have the opportunity to use both Analyzer, the entity tracker one on Zebra devices, and MLKit where this is not possible. The documentation about the analyzers, both one, is given in the links here, and also is included in the QR codes that I'm showing at the bottom of the page. I mentioned decoders while explaining the entity tracker analyzer. This is the anchor for the next slide, where I'll show you what detectors are. So detectors implement the processing of each frame, and they receive a frame from the analyzer and apply the processing that the specific decoder implements. We have two of them now, the barcode decoder, and through the process method, it returns a list of barcode entities. Similarly, the text OCR, when the process method is invoked, it returns a list of paragraph entities with the output embedded in it. But what is more important about the detectors is that they are tightly bound to the specific AI model. So here is where AI comes in. When you define a barcode detector in the settings, as you can see on the right side of this slide, you invoke the AI model barcode localizer in that case, or the text OCR recognizer for the second decoder. Once done, you're ready to run your analyzer, and the processing can move on. The documentation for these detectors is in the link and the QR code I'm showing now. I've spoken about entities for both the barcode decoder and the text OCR, but what are entities? Let me show this in the next slide. So entities is a generic data object, and it holds the results of each detector. Usually everything that can be detected by our SDKs is treated as an entity. It holds the main results, but also the metadata. Being a visual application, we are not only, for instance, decoding a barcode, but we're also returning the bounding box where we identify that specific barcode. And we also want to return the confidence of the decoding and also the tracking ID. The tracking ID is a fantastic feature, not available on other SDK. That is a kind of hash. It's a unique identifier for each entity identified by the SDK. But this ID is the same across multiple frames. So you really have a tracking feature available. Entities are also specialized depending on the domain where they are applied. So, for instance, a barcode entity holds a symbology value, which wouldn't be the case for a paragraph entity coming out of a text OCR, where only the text blocks are represented. As I said, the output is returned in terms of a list of entities for the real-time application in the business logic, and for any other subsequent processing. Finally, entities can be drawn on the screen. So the object can be used, for instance, by the entity viewfinder. We will see later in a couple of slides what the entity viewfinder is. By using the style pens, the entities can be drawn on the screen in order to provide the user with an effective feedback while he is looking at the scene through the viewfinder. And if you use our viewfinder, you can also have an interaction by the user on the same object, recreating so a kind of augmented reality-like scenario. The documentation about the entities is in the link in the QR code at the bottom of this page. Before I leave the stage to Kranti, let me recap what I shared so far. So in a visual way, everything starts with a device camera that grabs frames. I mentioned Camera X and the MLKit analyzer. Here is a sketch that draws how MLKit implements an image analysis.analyzer interface. And then the MLKit analyzer uses its detectors to provide specific output, one per each detector, and all the results are finally consolidated into an MLKit analyzer.result structure. Similarly, Zebra provides an entity tracker analyzer called that calls the specific barcode detectors and the OCR detector. As you can see, I have also highlighted the specific bounding with the respective AI model. And each detector provides an entity list as a result, which are consolidated into the entity tracker analyzer.result structure. Finally, both these result structures can be combined and used in a common business logic for managing both scenarios, those running on a Zebra device with a Zebra entity tracker analyzer, and the scenario where your application runs on non-Zebra devices using the MLKit analyzer. The .get value method is available on both sides to get the results from this. With this, I leave the stage to Kranti.
Thank you, Nicola.
No.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kranti. I lead AI Data Capture SDK releases from Zebra. So far, Nicola has presented how the AI Data Capture SDK evolved and the features within the SDK and how it fits into the enterprise applications, comparing with the MLKit analyzer as well. So in this video, we are going to talk about simple barcode scanning using AI Data Capture SDK. Typically, any barcode decoding applications for multi-barcode scenes involves two steps. First one, to localize the barcodes and decode them. In this example, we will see how a barcode decoder API enables to do both of them in a single API call called process. So Nicola talked about barcode detector that has a process API, and we will see how it does both the steps. Nicola, please start the video. So as you hear from Nicola so far, there are associated setups, the AI models, and there are preconditions. As you see here, for example, extracting the native libs to true flag in Android manifest file, followed by other setups. So please make sure you include the barcode localizer model. In this application, we are using 5.0.1 along with the SDK, and also mention the artifacts for both AI Data Capture SDK and barcode localizer. This enables application developers to seamlessly download the artifacts from Maven and build them into the APK while compiling itself. So please refer the latest tech docs to pick the right Maven link and the respective model names and the versions. Once all the setup is done in the build.gradle, import the necessary packages, AI Vision SDK and others to enable barcode decoding use cases. The first step is to initialize the AI Data Capture SDK using the init API. Once init API is done, please make sure all the APIs of the Data Capture SDK throws AI Vision SDK exceptions, so the applications need to handle the cases as well. To initialize barcode decoder, the settings has to be provided. So barcode settings involve the model name, barcode localizer, inference options, and the model input sizes, plus configuring the symbologies. Once the settings is passed to get barcode decoder API, as shown here, the barcode decoder instance is returned in a callback of completable future, which is an asynchronous callback. With the barcode decoder object, developers can invoke process API that takes image data object. This image data object can take as a camera X frame or the camera 2 image. And barcode decoder processes the frame and returns the barcode entities. The barcode entity represents the bounding box, the decoded data, and the symbology. These entities can then be shown in the UI as well as on the inbuilt viewfinder that we'll talk in the next slides. Further to this, AI Data Capture SDK also provides an entity tracker analyzer, which uses barcode decoder as a detector that detect, decode, and track the barcodes. The tracking is inbuilt into entity tracker analyzer that enables developers seamlessly use camera X in conjunction with entity tracker analyzer. Entity tracker analyzer implements the image analysis and provides the barcode entities that are detected using the barcode decoder as a detector. Please note that there's a quick start sample which talks about all this sample code. Further to this, AI Data Capture SDK also offers demo applications which are built using this entity tracker analyzer. There are demo applications such as AI barcode finder, what you see on the video. The barcode finder uses entity tracker analyzer to detect, decode, and track and display them on the screen. The barcode finder also provides certain actions that can be taken, for example, product pickup or product recall, and developers or the users, they can respond to these actions to confirm the pickup or the recall. Please refer to all the tech docs for the respective APIs of barcode decoder, how to configure and all, and entity tracker analyzer initialization. You can also refer GibraDev's GitHub repo. There are available ready-made samples from the snippets, quick start, and the demo apps for the barcode scanning use cases. Having said this, now we will move on to a text OCR, how to develop simple applications using the text OCR. So we have seen how the barcode decoder can be done using the Data Capture SDK barcode decoder APIs. Now we will see in this video how to capture the text using text OCR capabilities. Nicola, please play the video. So any text OCR recognition thing, it includes AI model. In this application, we use the latest version of the OCR model, that is text-OCR-recognizer. This enables developers to seamlessly integrate into their applications. So as we saw in the barcode decoder, similar to that, we do have OCR model. Add the dependencies in the TOML file. That the catalog TOML file is a new way of including these dependencies, and while compiling, this gets added and bundled into the application. Once these are done, pick the right URL as we discussed earlier, and compile that enables the package imports. So the steps are similar. You import the required packages and initialize the AI SDK. Please make note of handling the exceptions. The next step is to initialize the text OCR. Text OCR also has a settings associated with it that includes the model name to download it from the Maven there, and also inferencer options to run on DSP or CPU, followed by the model input sizes. There are additional advanced settings that probably in upcoming DevTalks we will discuss about the OCR for advanced use cases there. Once the text OCR is initialized asynchronously, the OCR object is given in the callback of completable future. With the text OCR object returned, the developers can invoke the process API. The process API takes image data as an object where it has the compatibility of camera X image you can pass it, or the camera 2 image you can pass it to the image data. Then the process API of text OCR internally detects and recognizes the text and emits the paragraph entities. So here, if you can see, the paragraph entity is a high-level entity as an output from OCR, and the paragraph entity has a list of line entities, and line entity has a list of word entities. Each of these constructs, like paragraph entity or line entity or word entity, has an associated bounding box and confidence along with the decoded text. These entities can then be represented on the UI. Once the processing is done, please make sure to dispose the text OCR object to release the resources. The text OCR sample app is also available as part of the quick start and demos as well. There is advanced use cases like OCR Finder you can find in the AI Suite demos. In the coming later dev talks, we will talk about a more advanced text OCR settings. For example, if you have a larger text, how do you detect those and recognize the text? And if you want to group some of the words or lines together, how can you do that? So now with this, I'll hand over to Rajiv to talk about the viewfinder. Rajiv, over to you.
Thank you, Kranti. Before I step into viewfinder, since we are almost halfway through or more than that, just to recap on what we have seen so far, we did talk about how the basic low-level APIs are available as detectors. We talked about the barcode detector or text OCR detector, the process APIs that Kranti and Nicola talked about. They are available, and you could build applications using camera 2 or camera X to pass the frames to these APIs and get frame by frame data processed. Or if you would like to use camera X as your framework to develop applications, we are offering something that is very similar to ML Kit Analyzer, what we call as Entity Tracker Analyzer, where entities such as barcode entity or paragraph entities or in future product entities, all this will be generated or harvested in a given scene, and you will be able to add your business logic in a very uniform and standard way for all these entities getting generated. And for all these, whatever we were showing, the code that we were showing, they are all available in the Zebra Devs GitHub folder. We have a slide later on that has references to all these, or you could just go to Zebra Devs GitHub folder and search for AI Suite. You'll find all these quick start applications, source code, your sample application demo apps. And one thing important here is all what we talked about here, they are all running on the edge. All these models are running on the edge. All these are available for free. The SDK is free, the models are free. You could, as of now, whatever we have presented, all these are available for you to quickly build. And the source code that we are offering through GitHub is also available for you to quickly adopt and build your applications. Now we talked about getting the data, generating the entities. Now, how do you display it, right? As a standard Android application developer, you still, I mean, if you're specifically building using Camera X, you could use the preview view that's offered with Camera X. If you have no other interfaces, Camera 2 based application, you can have your own viewfinder. But we think it is better that Zebra offers a entity viewfinder, an inbuilt viewfinder, that is taking care of all the standard things that people would do once these entities are available. And that led to us releasing an entity viewfinder along with SDK. This viewfinder is, it's stable and robust. It is tuned for the best performance on the Zebra devices, varied across different form factor sizes, display sizes, resolutions, etc. It's configurable. You could change the way you want to show icons, how you want to associate style pens to certain entities generated. We'll talk about it. It is also entity aware. I would call it that way, that it knows what entities are and it knows how to operate on them. This reduces the burden of app developers to deal with all this when they develop their application. That's the intention behind offering something of this sort along with SDK. Our goal is to reduce the pain points that customers have to go to, and also solve problems that are common in nature, so that every partner who's building applications don't have to go through fixing issues that might be there at an application level. Rather, we would like to offer something that stabilizes and gets all the latest and greatest fixes in for all the customers. And finally, it is also enabled for user interactions. It is not just visual to represent the data, it's also to interact, like what you saw in the barcode finder app that Kranti showed. You could interact on the screen to let the action on the entity be reflecting on it. You can tap on it to say that I've confirmed pickup, or if you want to say that I've recalled this product, you could act on it, and the state is reflecting back to the entity as well. And as I said, you need not use this. You could still use the standard way of this preview view. In fact, the entity viewfinder is evolved or inherited from the preview view, so it can be interchangeably used as well. Nicola, we could move to the next slide. So just a recap, on the right side, I've put a small screenshot of how it looks like. A lot of controls that you get out of box, like the camera controls for the zoom, for the for your torchlight to be enabled and all that is available by default on it. You don't have to build capabilities around it. The experiences of camera is leveraged to the fullest potential using this viewfinder. And it's made for Camera X, so you have to use it along with Camera X. In use cases where there is augmented reality based, it's no longer point and shoot. It's about looking at a scene and identify, tracking the entities, and how good you can track it is what the viewfinder solves. The rendering of entities is taken care here. As I said, this viewfinder is entity aware. It knows how to avoid unnecessary overlays or different layers to be drawn at an application layer. The performance, since it's getting done at a lower layer in the SDK itself, you will get a better performance out of this when rendering entities. Styling is simplified. Most of the use cases that our users come up with for enterprise use cases, whatever operations are required, we are offering the style pens, which are pre-built. You just have to associate a style pen to an entity. The camera controls are integrated as such. If you want to turn on flash, it's already available. You don't have to build the logic for that. The viewfinder itself is configurable with respect to the size and the position of it. You could put it in full screen mode. You could resize and move it anywhere in the screen. So imagine you have an app where you need to have your foreground activity showing a list of items scanned, while you still want the viewfinder to be available on top of it as something that you can drag and move around. And that's possible with this viewfinder. And you don't, as an app developer, you don't have to worry about building that logic. It's available ready-made. The quick start application that Kranti was referring to, talks about an option where viewfinder, the entity viewfinder is enabled. You could go through it to quickly enable it as well. We will try to cover more detailed samples on entity viewfinder in our upcoming sessions as well. Over to you, Nicola.
Thank you, Rajiv. I'll quickly introduce the quick start sample. So we have published on our Zebra Devs organization on GitHub a number of sample projects. These are organized by functionality. So Rajiv himself mentioned that we have the analyzers, the detectors, the low-level APIs, especially curated by these samples, and also we're showing how to use the entity viewfinder integration. These samples are provided in two languages, in Java and Kotlin, demonstrating all the SDK capabilities, and they are exactly identical across the two languages. Also, as I said, we are showing both the high level and the low level. With high level, we mean the analyzer and the detectors, as I covered earlier. But as Rajiv said earlier, also the low-level APIs are available and covered in these samples. At the bottom of the slide, you can see the link and your code and the QR code to reach to these samples. I'm now showing the AI Suite demo application. We have two of them. In this case, the demo application are meant to be consumed not only by developers. By the way, these demo applications are also coming with the source code, but they are also meant for other people involved, for instance, in the sales organizations or senior leadership that want to simply see what are the capabilities offered by our SDK. The AI Suite demo application can be downloaded and run through our Zebra Showcase app. The Zebra Showcase app is a special application already installed in your Zebra devices, so it comes pre-built in. You just have to ensure you have the right version. If not, please update it. And you should be able to see a menu like I'm showing the right-hand side. The QR code here embeds the same link highlighted in the text and brings you to the instruction on how to get these Showcase app running and displaying the AI Suite demo application. The first demo application, it's called the AI Barcode Finder, and it's showcasing multiple barcode finding among many that you could frame with the application. And as you can see in the bottom of the slide, it's also showing the special markers when a barcode is detected. It's also highly configurable. There are four main sets of configurations. The first is about the AI model, so the input size, which can be of three types, as you can see on the right side. Then you can set the resolution of the image captured by the demo, and also choose the inference type, so the processor running the AI model. You have an auto selection option, but you could also pick a specific processor like the DSP, the most powerful were available, and optionally the GPU or the CPU, depending on the specific device. Not all devices actually have a DSP on board, so you want to, for instance, test the performance with the different processing units. And finally, the last set of settings that you can adjust and play with, it's a barcode symbology, where you can enable and disable specific barcode you could be interested in. And for the scope for the demo, there's also a menu where you can set a specific barcode to find and decide what action you want the user to take when the barcode is found. So for instance, if you choose the first one, the pickup, when the barcode is detected, that market will be shown on the viewfinder, and the user will be able to tap on it and proceed with the workflow associated with that action. I move on to the second demo application. The source is always the same as I covered earlier, so you have to go through the Zebra Showcase app. And the QR code shown here is a link direct to the code about this demo. In this case, this AI data capture demo includes a couple of buckets. So one is the use case based demos, and we have the OCR find and the product and share recognizer. On the technology buckets instead, we're showcasing the pure technology, so like how the text and OCR recognizer work, the barcode recognizer, and also the product and shelf recognizer. On the right hand side, near the bottom, I'm showing how to set up the OCR find demo. In this case, I chose to search for an exact match of a SKU. So I entered the SKU in the text box, and after you press apply, you can start framing the scene around you. And when it detects the text specified here, it will highlight it, and you can understand that how your workflow could start from there. With this, I want to show for a few moments the links of the main resources needed and that we have referenced during this presentation, along with the QR code for later consumption through the video stream. And this is the second page for the resources, where we have the link for the demo applications, and also 3 videos published on our YouTube channel covering the same topics here. With this, we can open the question and answer session. And I'm asking Priyanka to jump in and say if we have questions to answer. Thank you, everybody, so far for your attention.
Thanks for the fantastic presentation, Nicola, Kranti, Mark, and Rajiv.
Yeah,
We do have a few questions that came in over the Q&A section. So I'm going to jump into those, but if anybody has any other questions, please use the Q&A feature within the Zoom, and we will try to address them during the call here today. So with that, I'm going to go ahead with the first questions we have here. Are these SDKs based on Google's ML kit?
So no, not based on MLKit. They mimic the same behavior of MLKit. We have components based on the image analyzer, which is a Camera X interface. So we worked in the same ways as MLKit does. In implementing such an interface. This way, we are on the same plane as the ML kit, and and that's what was a design choice in order to be easily integratable where ML kit is already used in the customer source code.
Great. Moving to our next question here. Is this built on top of any open source library?
Maybe I think maybe Rajiv will be better to answer this. No?
It is not built, excuse me, it's not built on top of any open source libraries. I think, and the ask, if I understood correctly, are we using any open source models or anything? These are all Zebra developed, customized, and fine-tuned for our devices. The SDK is completely developed by Zebra.
Got it. Thank you. We have another question on SDK. So is your SDK open source? Are there any commercials involved?
As far as I know, it's not open source, the SDK itself. And what is the second part of the question? Is there any commercial?
Commercials involved? Are there any commercials involved?
So I guess this means any license related to the usage? No, it's free. This is the question. Both SDK and the models come for free.
Okay, well, this is an interesting question. Can I train an AI model to recognize retailers' product catalogs from images so that it can automatically detect and classify their products?
You read it very fast, Priyanka. Can you repeat it a
Okay,
bit?
let me slow down. Yes.
Yeah.
So, can I train an AI model to recognize retailers' product catalogs from images so that it can automatically detect and classify their products?
Yeah, if I understand well the use case of this of this question, this falls into our product and shelf recognizer case, and so yes, that would be one of our main pillars in with the model that we make available. So we provide developers with a model to do that, and I invite who asked this question to test our demo application that I've just introduced, where they can exactly do what they ask now.
If I may add, Nicola.
Yeah,
Sorry, go
please,
ahead.
please, Roger.
Go ahead, Mark, you were saying.
I was going to say, to elaborate further, just out of the box with this demo application and the existing model, we've tested it with quite a few retailers, and it will recognize all the standard products right out of the box. And when I say recognize, it will recognize that that is a product, and then you will need to enroll that product equals Cheerios, or that product equals Campbell's soup. But once you've done that, it will be able to recognize, Cheerios, Campbell's soup everywhere. So it does not come out of the box with that mapping, but we facilitate you doing that in a straightforward way.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, that the model itself is, we will hear more about this in the November session. Product extension being a little more elaborate topic, we wanted to cover it in a separate session. So please, register for the next DevTalk next month. But Mark is right. It's about localizing and identifying that it's a product. That's one part of the story. The second part is what you were asking. How do I know what product this is? So today, the SDK and the models associated allows you to recognize products based on the features, where you could provide the images or the crops to not just localize, but to associate it with a product. And we have more plans coming our way to make it much more easier and faster for all of you to do that operation. Tune in for the November session to know more.
Yes, and the November DevTalk session registration link is in the chat. So we would highly recommend that you register for this DevTalk if you would like to know more about the AI Suite product recognition and other advanced feature. We are going to cover how the AI Suite deliver reliable product recognition, enrichment, and activation, and preview advanced features. So this DevTalk in November is going to be really helpful to learn all those concepts. So please register for this. All right, moving to my next question here. And this question is for Kranti. So the code Kranti shown, is it available somewhere for download?
Yes, I think as we discussed, the sample code, everything is available in Jibra Dev's GitHub, where developers can download. And Nicola has pointed out the URLs and the corresponding QR codes as well, in case for the links needed. Yeah.
All right. Next question. Will this work securely for government customers who capture and use sensitive data?
Yeah, maybe Rajiv, you want to have a say on that.
Yeah. That's one of the key things here, right? And as I said, this is all happening on the edge. It's up to your app, and all the our products come with category of security required for government. We have devices that are FIPS certified and all that. On top of it, there's nothing that we're sharing to the cloud for any processing. So everything is done within the device, just like a normal processing. You could use it. It's all up to your app on how you share data further. Everything happens on the edge. If there are more specific requirements, please do let us know. We would be happy to evaluate that. But if the question is about how we sharing it or uploading it somewhere to get the processing done, no, it's all happening on the edge on the device. Mark, if you want to add anything on top of it.
No, that's exactly the right summary. So we have a lot of usage by our devices that are requiring FIPS, et cetera, and there's nothing that we're doing that's incompatible with that. It's all compatible with that.
Great. Thank you so much for answering this. We have one more question. Actually, quite a few questions here, but let me cover this one. So any plans on integrating any of this technology on the MC product line, 1D or 2D built-in scanner? Should I repeat the question?
So is the question about capturing the image through the internal imager and then passing through the AI model?
Yeah, plans on integrating this technology on the MC product line, 1D, 2D built-in scanner.
Yes, we do, Nicola, if I may. And I think the ask is about, do we support the imager frames or the scanner frames? Yes, we do have plans today in the current versions. You don't have that option, but soon you will find that coming as well.
Great, thank you for answering this. Next question is about any plans to release a version for iOS?
The
Not that I'm
answer
aware,
is
but yeah, it's
yeah. The simple answer is no. The more elaborate answer is potentially some future models. So there are other models that we're not talking about today that are due particular use cases, particularly in TNL and post and parcel. And we may consider offering a service like for BYOD devices. That's something that we are evaluating. But the official release and everything we're talking about here is specifically for Android and specifically, customized for Zebra devices.
Thank you. And the next question is, can we use these SDKs with VS 2022?
With, please say again.
Can we use these SDKs with version 2022, if I'm not wrong? It's abbreviated as VS 2022.
No, I think Visual Studio 2022.
Yeah.
Kranti, maybe you can, or Nicola, if you have tried it.
Yeah. So far, the Android applications can be developed using Visual Studio Code, while Android Studio is the official and recommended IDE for native Android development. Yeah, VS Code can also be used, but the recommended one is Android Studio at this point.
Got it. Any support for Microsoft MAUI platform?
Not at the moment, for sure. But I leave to Mark maybe share.
I don't have a better answer on that. I guess it's not officially in our roadmap. We'd have to do an evaluation of that.
All right. What is the minimum version of Android that this will work with? Sorry.
Kranti, maybe you can say better than me, but I think 13.
Yeah, we are starting with currently the A14 Android 14 version, currently supported one. But maybe Rajiv, if you want to add anything, Rajiv or Mark.
Formally,
I'll add
it
a
is Android
bit.
13.
So it actually does run on Android 13 on many of our devices. We've been doing some testing for prior to 13, but the only one I would say we could stand behind it is it's officially 14. It actually runs on many 13s. It does not run on 11 as of today.
Okay, I correct it. It starts from A13, yes. As
Yes.
of now.
Thank you. I have another interesting question here. Are all these functionalities available fully offline, independent of internet availability? Some of our clients use enterprise software in LAN network, very closed and secured.
Yes, the answer is yes. These models run on the edge and don't require any connection once the application is deployed to the device. You can switch off, hypothetically, the network and they still run.
Great, thank you. And one more question here. Do you plan on incorporating image recognition, such as with the product labels graphics?
With the product labels, this is something already available in the product and shelf recognition.
The shelf
I'd say.
labels.
And
The shelf
shelf.
labels are right, but I think this question is a little more than that. It may be about other graphics and recognizing them. I would like to understand use cases better. You could reach out to me or anyone in the team to explain what in that graphics beyond OCR. OCR is a capability that we have today. Most of our customers look for shelf label localization, and then OCR out of that label or barcode out of that label is what we have seen. But and product recognition associated to that is for the planogram compliance and all is what we have heard from Mark, of course. Is there any use case beyond that? We would like to understand, and we should evaluate if the product recognition can solve that as well. Mark, any thoughts?
Yeah, like if you have specific use cases such as this and you're looking for like recognition of symbols or something, please send it in because we're always trying to understand what our customers and partners need. But yeah, to Rajiv's point, today we would say we would recognize the label and then we would recognize the barcode and the text on the label. Those are the core use cases. So if something goes beyond that, please send it to us and we'll evaluate that.
Got it. Next question here, and I know we are almost at the time, so we are taking just one more question here, and then for rest of the questions, we will try our best to answer them offline for you. So is it possible to use this SDK on a scale print solution? So the product will be in a database, but it will be automatically recognize the product. So the label will be printed with the product and the weight. Should I repeat the question?
No, I can read it. I found a Q&A. So using the SDK on a scale print solution, okay, and what should it automatically recognize the product, so the label will be printed. As far as you frame the product with the mobile computer from Zebra and put in place some integration to your scale solution, yes, you can do that, but it's a whole solution to be designed.
SDK would definitely help to build this solution from a product recognition point of view, but then you need other pieces to stitch that and put in.
Got it. So one of our attendee asked about any plans to release a version for iOS, and you guys already answered it. He also added that please do that because we use RFID premium sleds with iPhones. So hope your question was answered, Caesar, and we will try our best to provide you more information if needed. And then I have one more question that I cannot ignore, and that is for Mark Oliver here. Mark, an attendee really would like to know what is your favorite cereal?
My favorite cereal? I'm
Yes.
glad you asked because my wife makes fun of me because I love cereal so much. It's Great Grains. They're awesome. They're occasionally on sale, and when they are on sale, stock up because it's kind of an expensive cereal, but it's absolutely delicious.
Oh my, thank you so much for answering that. And with that, we wrap up the session today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the speakers. Thank you, all the attendees. We truly appreciate your presence. Please watch for a quick survey that will appear as soon as the webinar ends. We greatly value your feedback. So take a minute to share your thoughts through the survey, and we look forward to seeing you again for our next DevTalk. Thank you
And
so
I'd
Thank you
like
much.
to
so much.
reiterate one more thing as we go.
Mhm.
This is available now, so please go in and explore it. Like, try it out, and you can ask more questions. We're available to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
Dane.
you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Cheers.